I'm really excited for this new beginning and to build something from the ground up here with the Valkyries.
The Indiana Fever just lost big players for next season, players that could have been the foundation of their future, straight to the Golden State Valkyries. This isn't just a minor shift, it's a game-changing blow to the Fever's lineup and their hopes of competing in the upcoming season.
You would have protected her into 6, honestly. She was a starter in the playoff. It's a hard one to justify keeping her because I don't think this team wants to run it back.
Golden State has capitalized on the Fever's decisions, snagging some of their top talent and setting the stage for a major power shift in the WNBA.
That Fagbenle was not amongst those who Indiana decided to make sure they kept on the roster.
But what caused this massive loss for the Fever? How did the Golden State Valkyries end up with these players? And what's behind the shocking move? The story isn't just about 1 or 2 players changing teams. It's about strategy, money, and the Fever's inability to keep hold of their assets. With players like Tammy Fagbenle now heading to Golden State, fans are left wondering if the Fever's future is at risk.
So the Golden State Valkyries picked their team, and there's one player that a lot of people are really upset about not being on it. Unfortunately, that player is from the Indiana Fever, Tammy Fagbenle.
And let's not forget, this shift is all happening at a time when the league's balance of power is already in flux. Teams are doing everything they can to secure stars, and the Valkyries have just positioned themselves as a serious contender with these new additions. Kate Martin, a standout from the Aces, and Kayla Thornton, a versatile force, are just the beginning. This is the kind of move that shakes the very foundation of the league.
But this was a bit of a break in the drought and some excitement. And when you're hearing these names listed, I'm sure a lot of people are like, who?
Now, we're diving deep into why this happened, the reasons behind the Fever's decisions, and the ripple effects this will have on the WNBA. The Golden State Valkyries might have just secured the future of their franchise, while the Fever are left scrambling to pick up the pieces. Let's break it down. The Indiana Fever's decision not to protect Tammy Fagbenle, one of their most dependable players, has left fans and analysts alike scratching their heads.
And Tammy Fagbenle is a restricted free agent. So she is not like a guarantee to be kept. And you might be saying, oh, restricted free agent, you can guarantee to keep them. Not really.
This move wasn't a simple oversight. It was a calculated decision tied to contract constraints and long-term strategy. Yet the consequences are undeniable. The Fever have lost a crucial piece of their puzzle to the Golden State Valkyries.
When you think about the great point guards and post players that our game, not just our league, but our game has seen, they are going to go as the greatest. And I'm excited about the opportunity to work with them. I'm excited about the opportunity that we have to build.
A team that now looks poised to challenge the league's elite. Fagbenle's departure is particularly jarring given her impact on the court. Known for her defensive prowess and ability to anchor a team under pressure, she was a critical component in Indiana's playoff run. However, as a restricted free agent, her future with the Fever was never guaranteed. Indiana's front office had to weigh the cost of matching a potentially high offer for her against their broader salary cap concerns.
Because they kept Tammy, then they would have had to match whatever she was offered. And I think Tammy's going to get offered 150, 160K for 1 year.
The result? Letting her go to free up space, even if it meant giving up one of their best assets. But it wasn't just Fagbenle who slipped through Indiana's fingers. Kate Martin, another high-value player, was also left unprotected. Martin's versatility and marketing appeal made her an easy pick for the Valkyries.
I'm really excited. This league is all about opportunity, and, you just need one shot, right? And I am very thankful for the Aces and everything I got to learn there, but I'm really excited for this new beginning and to build something from the ground up here with the Valkyries.
While she may not have been a regular in the Aces rotation, her potential as a consistent contributor cannot be understated. Her move signals Golden State's intent to not just build a strong roster, but also a brand that resonates with fans.
No one cares what skin color you are. You know what America loves? Let me break it down for you. We absolutely love one thing. You know what it is? Underdogs. We don't care about your color. We don't care if you're married, single, divorced. We don't care about anything. We love humble underdogs. We just do.
Then there's Kayla Thornton, a player whose adaptability makes her a coach's dream. Capable of playing multiple positions, she offers the kind of flexibility that teams covet in modern basketball. Thornton's selection by the Valkyries further underscores the Fever's questionable strategy. By leaving key players like Fagbenley and Martin exposed, Indiana essentially handed Golden State the tools to become a competitive force, while simultaneously weakening their own prospects. The big question is, why? Why would the Fever risk dismantling their roster, especially when they're already striving to rebuild? The answer lies in the complexities of contracts, salary caps, and the WNBA's competitive landscape. But no matter the reasoning, the immediate impact is clear. Golden State has just gained an advantage, and Indiana might have set themselves back in the process.
She just absolutely did it all and became a magnet for attention and an icon for sports fans, certainly little girls, certainly mine as well, playing her basketball and watching her play.
For the Golden State Valkyries, the Indiana Fever's missteps have turned into a massive win. In their first ever expansion draft, the Valkyries managed to scoop up players who not only bring skill and experience, but also align perfectly with their strategic goals. Tammy Fagbenley, Kate Martin, and Kayla Thornton are not just players, they're building blocks for what could be the next powerhouse in the WNBA. Tammy Fagbenley, arguably the crown jewel of this expansion draft, is a player any franchise would dream of acquiring. Known for her defensive tenacity, basketball IQ, and ability to dominate under the rim, she provides the Valkyries with an anchor on both ends of the court. While the Fever struggled with the financial implications of keeping her, Golden State had no such hesitation. They've taken a calculated risk in betting on her restricted free agent status, knowing she could be worth every penny of a potential high offer. For a team building from the ground up, securing a player of Fagbenley's caliber sets a solid foundation. Then there's Kate Martin, whose selection signals the Valkyries' awareness of the league's changing dynamics. Martin isn't just a talented player, she's a symbol of marketability. With her fan appeal and steady presence, she represents the kind of player who can attract attention both on and off the court. Despite her limited playoff minutes with the Aces, Martin's potential shines brightly. Her ability to adapt to different roles makes her a versatile asset, and her addition to the Valkyries strengthens their overall depth while giving them a player who can contribute immediately.
This kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. And she's a rookie, targeted by society, targeted by her looks, targeted by her reputation, targeted by the disrespect that they've shown to the WNBA. She said, no, they're expecting this rookie class to be perfect. This rookie class isn't even one of the best rookie classes in the last 10 years.
Kayla Thornton's inclusion takes the Valkyries' expansion strategy to the next level. Her reputation as a versatile forward capable of playing both inside and out offers the team unmatched flexibility. In today's game, where positionless basketball is becoming the norm, Thornton's ability to fill multiple roles is invaluable. She can slot into a power forward role to add size or stretch the floor as a small forward, depending on matchups. For a new team like the Valkyries, having a player who can adapt to various needs is a luxury most franchises only dream of. What's even more remarkable is how these acquisitions position Golden State to make an immediate impact. Unlike other expansion teams that take years to find their footing, the Valkyries have opted for a strategy that combines proven talent with marketing savvy. Fagbenley's defensive skills, Martin's adaptability and appeal, and Thornton's versatility give the Valkyries a core that can compete from day one. While other teams scramble to protect their rosters, the Valkyries have quietly assembled a lineup that looks ready to disrupt the league. With these moves, Golden State isn't just building a team, they're constructing a contender. The Fever's loss has become their gain, and the league is already buzzing with speculation about how far this team can go in their inaugural season. The Valkyries are sending a clear message. They're not here to simply participate, they're here to dominate.
You would have protected her into 6, honestly. She was a starter in the playoffs. And I just think that it's a hard one to justify keeping her, because I don't think this team wants to run it back. If you keep her, you're committing to running it back, because you don't have enough salary to move off Nalissa Smith for a vet if you keep Tammy Fagbenley.
The aftermath of the Indiana Fever's losses to the Golden State Valkyries raises critical questions about the WNBA's overall system and its impact on the league's future. While expansion teams like the Valkyries bring excitement and growth opportunities, they also expose cracks in the league's structure, cracks that could have long-term consequences if left unaddressed. From transparency in draft processes to the ever-tightening salary cap, the WNBA faces significant challenges in maintaining a competitive balance. One major issue is the lack of transparency surrounding player drafts and protections. The leak of Golden State's draft picks before the official announcement caused a stir among fans and analysts, fueling debates about fairness and confidentiality. When details like protected and unprotected players slip out prematurely, it disrupts not only the excitement of the process, but also the strategic plans of teams. For the WNBA, ensuring that such leaks are minimized is critical to maintaining trust and credibility within its growing fan base.
I'm getting a better sense of what she's about and what she's going to do. And so I just try and get into the right positions and try and make something. Yeah.
Does she yell your name, or do you just know it's coming?
I just know it's coming. She's one of them. I've only had a few of those kind of point guards who you just know sees the play before it's happened. So I know I'm open. I'm like, oh, nah, she's regular point guard. I'm like, they didn't see it. But Caitlin saw that, like she saw that before I was open, and then I'm surprised. I'm like, damn, I'm sorry I missed it. Like, okay, I got you, I know.
Additionally, the expansion draft has reignited discussions about the league's salary cap limitations and how they force teams into difficult decisions. The Fever's inability to protect key players like Tammy Fag-Benley wasn't just a matter of oversight, it was a direct consequence of the league's tight financial structure. Restricted free agents like Fag-Benley often become casualties of this system, where teams must weigh the cost of keeping them against the potential of acquiring new talent. The Fever faced the impossible choice of prioritizing long-term flexibility over retaining short-term star power, and the Valkyries capitalized on this constraint. This dynamic also creates ripple effects for the league's competitive balance. The Fever, already in a rebuilding phase, now face an even steeper uphill battle to remain relevant in a league where powerhouse teams like the Las Vegas Aces and New York Liberty dominate headlines. Meanwhile, the Valkyries, who haven't even played their first game yet, now have a roster that could rival established teams. While the expansion draft is designed to help new teams build a foundation, it's clear that it can also leave other franchises scrambling to recover, further widening the gap between the league's contenders and those left behind. Fan reactions to these developments highlight another layer of challenges. Fever supporters have expressed frustration at losing players they've rallied behind, questioning the team's decision-making and the league's policies. On the other hand, Valkyries fans are elated at the prospect of starting strong, but their excitement is tinged with the recognition that this opportunity came at the expense of other teams' stability. For the league, finding a way to balance these competing interests, ensuring both excitement for new teams and fairness for existing ones, is no small task.
One thing Caitlin Clark does maybe better than anybody in sports right now, makes it about others, makes it about team. Think about it. When's the last time you didn't see Caitlin Clark talking about a teammate? When's the last time you saw Caitlin Clark talking about herself or any of the accomplishments that she has had? Let me give you the answer to that. Never! Never! You never hear that. Now, that's why their team has gotten good. She could have been an egomaniac. Everybody in the league knows that she is the league. But every time you see something relative to Angel Reese, what's it about? It's about her. It's not about her team. It's about her. One makes it about her. The other makes it about us.
Finally, the league's approach to marketing and promoting its players must evolve in light of these shifts. With players like Kate Martin now positioned as key figures for the Valkyries, the WNBA has a chance to spotlight emerging stars and create narratives that draw in fans. However, this also means the league must invest in promoting smaller market teams like the Fever, ensuring they don't fade into obscurity as expansion teams rise to prominence. Without a concerted effort to distribute attention and resources evenly, the WNBA risks alienating fans in markets that feel left behind. As the dust settles, it's clear that the expansion draft has exposed deeper issues within the WNBA. The league's growth is exciting, but it must be accompanied by policies that foster both competitiveness and equity. Teams like the Fever deserve a fair chance to rebuild, just as the Valkyries deserve the tools to succeed. Striking this balance will be one of the league's greatest challenges moving forward. The Indiana Fever's losses in this expansion draft aren't just about two players moving to a rival team, they represent a monumental shift in the WNBA landscape. Tammy Fagben-Lee's departure signals the loss of a defensive anchor and a playoff-tested veteran, someone who brought not just skill, but leadership to the Fever's roster. Kate Martin's move highlights the potential consequences of undervaluing young, adaptable talent that can shape a team's future both on and off the court. And Kayla Thornton, she adds another layer of strength to a Valkyries roster that's looking increasingly like a juggernaut in the making.
Caitlin Clark may not win titles, but the fact that she is doing what she's doing and at a very high level, it's now commonplace where she'll go for 26 and 12. I mean, those are great numbers for any player, no matter how long you've been in the league.
Golden State didn't just acquire talent, they sent a statement. These strategic moves show they're not here to merely compete, they're here to dominate. Tammy's veteran presence, Kate's versatility, and Kayla's raw power are the building blocks of a championship caliber team. The Valkyries didn't just draft players, they crafted a roster that blends experience, adaptability, and marketability into a powerhouse. And while Fever fans mourn the loss of what could have been, Valkyries fans are already dreaming of what's to come. For the Indiana Fever, the road ahead is uncertain. They may have freed up cap space and maintained flexibility for future trades and acquisitions, but at what cost? Losing Tammy, Kate, and Kayla doesn't just weaken the team, it raises questions about their long-term vision. Will they be able to capitalize on the opportunities this flexibility affords them? Or will this draft mark the beginning of a downward spiral where the team struggles to find its footing amidst the competitive chaos of the league? Meanwhile, the Valkyries have seized this moment with precision. They've acquired players who aren't just additions, they're catalysts. Tammy's defense will fortify their lineup against even the strongest offenses. Kate's ability to adapt and shine in high-pressure situations makes her a clutch performer in the making, and Kayla's strength and versatility add a dimension of unpredictability that will keep opponents on their toes. This isn't just a roster, it's a blueprint for dominance. But the story doesn't end here. What happens next will determine how these moves are remembered. Will Tammy Fagben-Lee find new life in Golden State, becoming the defensive cornerstone the Valkyries need? Will Kate Martin's star rise even higher in a new system that values her adaptability and marketability? And will Kayla Thornton prove to be the missing piece that turns Golden State from a contender into a champion? The possibilities are endless, and the stakes couldn't be higher. For the Fever, it's time to reflect and regroup. For the Valkyries, it's time to build on this momentum and prove that their bold moves will pay off. And for WNBA fans, it's time to buckle up. This draft is just the beginning of a new chapter filled with twists, turns, and high-stakes drama. As the dust settles, one thing is clear: the balance of power in the league has shifted, and everyone will be watching to see how the Golden State Valkyries write their next chapter. The Fever's loss is Golden State's gain, but this is the WNBA, where nothing is ever truly predictable. So, what happens next? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure: the league just got a whole lot more interesting. Let me know what you think in the comments. Are the Valkyries now the team to beat, or did the Fever make the right call in prioritizing the future? One thing's for sure: this is a story we'll be talking about for a long time to come. If you're ready to dive into the latest and greatest moments in women's basketball, you're in the right place. Here on WNBA Original, we cover everything from breaking news to inspiring stories, bringing you closer to the action and the players who make it all happen. Don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications, so you'll always be the first to know what's happening on and off the court. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more from WNBA Original.